Okay, Kyle, are you excited for therapy today?
Not really.
Okay, well, it's going to be really fun, and I think it's going to be a great time. We're going to do a couple different activities. So this is your visual schedule for the day, so it kind of talks about what we're going to go over. So for the first part of the session, we're going to practice WH questions, and I have some activities for us to do where we can practice coming up with questions and things that you could ask like your friends or your family or your teachers at school or things like that.
Okay.
And then the second one, we're going to do a topic maintenance activity, and I have some pictures, and we are going to look at them and try to stay on task as much as possible while talking about the topic in the picture. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Awesome. And then for the third part, I'm going to give you a little bit of homework you can do at home, and we're going to kind of review.
Like homework.
Yeah, homework's not always super fun, but this homework isn't too bad. It won't take you very long. And it'll help you review what we learned in the session today. So, okay? Okay, and I'll put this right here so we can kind of remember what we're doing in case we forget or in case we didn't make sure. So, okay, so for the first part, we're gonna do our pictures here. And so I want you to tell me, based on these pictures, what you think is appropriate in conversation and what you think isn't appropriate in conversation. And we'll talk about each one. So, what is this picture talking about?
Eye contact.
Mm-hmm. And is eye contact important for conversation or not important?
I mean, depends.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's like something people do in conversation?
Yeah, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So this picture is showing eye contact. What is this picture showing?
He's like looking at his lap.
Mm-hmm. And where is she looking?
Right. Over there.
Mm-hmm. So they're not making eye contact, right?
Right.
And this picture shows eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So which one do you think is more effective when you're talking to somebody?
That one.
Mm-hmm. And what are some ways that you can do that when you're talking to your friends?
Tap on their shoulder so they know you're talking to.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. Yeah, for sure. And these people aren't looking at each other, and it's kind of awkward, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of hard. Like it looks like, they're not very interested or they want to be talking or anything like that. So with these, even though it's just a pretend picture, looks like they're more interested and engaged. So good job. Okay, what about this one? So the next little topic is interrupting. What is this guy doing in this picture, do you think?
Pointed his finger up to the sky.
Mm-hmm. And do you think, what are the other people in the picture? Do they look like mad or confused, or what are their reactions to him?
You can't see her face.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
So, not everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell you?
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, why are her legs free?
I don't know. It's a good question. I feel like it just might be the way the picture is.
I don't know. She looks mad.
Mm-hmm. What about him?
He like barely has a mouth.
Mm-hmm. You're right. What about her?
Her like eyebrows are weird.
Mm-hmm.
So
They don't look very happy, do they?
no, they're not smiling.
Mm-hmm. You're right. So do you think that they think he should be talking, or do you think they're kind of not very happy that he's talking?
Not very happy.
Mm-hmm. And what is he doing?
Like standing up.
Mm-hmm. Is he interrupting a conversation, do you think?
Probably. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you have friends that do that a lot?
I don't
know. I don't have very many friends.
What about your parents? Does your mom sometimes accidentally interrupt your dad or anything like that?
Yeah, sometimes at dinner.
That can be awkward sometimes. I know I sometimes interrupt people on accident. That's one of those things where everybody else feels, kind of like confused and it's kind of awkward, but the person interrupting might not always realize they're interrupting. And I think there's some various ways you can kind of avoid that, but one way is to kind of like wait and see if the person's finished talking, And so maybe if this guy had waited until whoever was talking before him, he could have not interrupted, right?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Good job. Okay. What about this? What is this? They're waiting in a
Line.
And this person is being pulled out of line. Would it be fair if this person got to go in front of everybody else?
I don't know.
Okay, so when you're at school and you're waiting in a line, would it make you mad if a few people behind you got to go in front of you?
Yeah, it's not allowed to butt people in line.
You're right.
There's a guy in my class named Sam, and he always does that, and I get so mad, and then I'm the one who gets in trouble because I start getting upset, and then the teacher just only sees me, and it's stupid.
So he cuts in line.
Yes.
Well,
but no one believes me.
I'm sorry. Have you talked to your teacher about it?
Yes, and she just says that I need to deal with it.
Oh, okay. Well, definitely lines can be difficult, but these people are waiting in line and this person is cutting in line. And like you said, cutting in line can definitely cause problems. So I'm glad you don't cut in line. That's good.
Yeah, it's
But
not
Sam
fair.
does. Yeah. Sounds like he needs to work on that. What are some ways you can make sure that you're not cutting in line?
You leave the same people in front of you the whole time.
Yeah. And maybe like if you see, like for instance, if you're at the grocery store with your mom and you kind of see people standing by a cash register, but you don't know if they're in line, what could you do?
You could ask them.
Definitely. If you ask them, you could find out, and then you wouldn't cut, right?
Yeah.
You're right. So that's definitely something, and that is very practical, because when you go to the grocery store with your mom, or, you're hanging out with your friends, or you're at school, or anything like that, and this always happens, so good job. Okay, this is our last one for this part. So these people are talking, and they have like a little space between them.
What is that?
That is his arm. Looks kind of funny, but
It's like not coming out of his sleeve.
It's a little interesting. Some pictures can be funny sometimes, but they notice have like an arm's length distance between them. And this person, they're closer together. Which one do you think is more appropriate when you're talking to somebody?
I hate when people touch me.
You do?
I hate it.
Does it make you uncomfortable?
Yes.
Sometimes people can get in your space without realizing it.
Yeah.
So, which one do you think is more comfortable of the pictures?
That one.
You're right. And what are some ways that you can tell somebody, like maybe they're too close to you or they're kind of making you feel uncomfortable?
I just move away.
Definitely. That's one. What are some ways you could can you think of a way you could ask them to maybe move or do something different?
Ask them to stop touching me.
For sure. Definitely. And they kind of have like a nice amount of space between them. It's also easier to talk when you have more space between you, because it's easier to see each other, and that goes back to eye contact too, which is important. So.
Yeah, my little sister always gets in my face and she won't leave.
Oh, how old is your little sister?
I don't know, like 5 or 10 or something.
She probably doesn't understand yet, but yeah,
she's annoying.
Siblings can be sometimes. Okay, next we are going to go on to this activity, and
Is this shorter than the last one?
it is shorter.
Good.
And I'm going to give you this page of conversation tips, and this is what we talked about in this activity, and it's kind of just a reminder, and this will help us have a conversation. So, eye contact. Remember, we talked about how eye contact is important. Having a good distance from the speaker is important. Turn taking, and then making sure not to interrupt. And then topic maintenance. Do you know what topic maintenance is?
No.
Okay, so,
My dad's a maintenance worker at my school, though.
oh, he is?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you get to see him at school?
Yeah, sometimes.
Mm-hmm. That's fun. So topic maintenance is basically staying on track with the conversation. So if we're talking about Christmas, for instance, we could talk about Christmas trees or Christmas lights, or maybe like your little sister helps your mom make Christmas cookies at home. But would it be kind of funny if someone was like, speaking of Christmas, I saw a football game the other day. Would that make sense?
No.
Mm-hmm. So see how that kind of wouldn't be on the same topic?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So topic maintenance is important for conversation just because it flows more naturally and it makes conversations easier. So in this activity, your goal is going to be to carry on a conversation with me about the topic and asking questions and making comments. Okay, think you can do that?
I guess.
Okay, awesome. So, what we're gonna do, let me grab a piece of paper really fast from over here. And I am gonna keep track of how many questions you ask and how many comments you make. And we are going to try to make, let's say, 2 questions and 2 comments for each picture. Does that sound good?
Okay.
So let's start with this first picture. And I'll put this right here so you can see it as we're going. Because remember, we're trying to target all of these during our conversation. Does that sound good?
Okay.
Okay. So, food. You want to start or do you want me to start?
You.
Okay. So, I can say my favorite kind of food is Italian food. What's your favorite kind of food?
French fries.
Mm-hmm. I could say, what kind of food do you get when you go to a baseball game?
My dad and I always get Dippin' Dots.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah. It's like ice cream, but dot.
Mm-hmm. And then, can you think of any questions you could ask me about food?
Do you like French fries?
I do like French fries. French fries are really good. What's your favorite place to get French fries?
Steak and shake.
They have good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Can you think of any other questions?
Do you have any food for you to eat?
I might have some food for you to eat at the end. Would that be exciting?
Yeah, what kind?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Might be a surprise.
I don't like surprises.
Well, it'll be a good surprise. Is that better?
I guess.
Maybe. Okay. Let's move on to this one. Okay, friends. What do you like to do with your friends?
I don't really have any.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like them.
You don't like friends?
No. I like to be by myself. It's more
Mhm.
fun.
I like doing things by myself too. What do you like to do by yourself?
Play video games. Play with my dog.
Mm-hmm.
Watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
I like to read graphic novels.
That's awesome. Do you go to the library and get them?
No, I hate the library. I have to be quiet.
That's true.
So.
That's true. Could you ask me any questions about friends?
Are you my friend?
I am your friend. That was a great question. I am. What other questions could you ask?
How do you make friends?
That's a really great question. Making friends can be hard sometimes, especially if you're shy or if you're quiet. And I'm more quiet, so it can be hard. I think you're more quiet too. And you like to be by yourself. And I understand that because I sometimes like to be by myself. But it's easy to make friends if you just talk to people. So like at school, you could talk to somebody sitting next to you and say, what did you do this weekend? Or maybe ask them like if they want to sit with you at lunch or something like that. So
I asked somebody if they wanted to sit with me at lunch,
and
and then they just laughed and then walked away.
well, that's not very nice. Did you talk to them later?
No, I hit them.
You hit them?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not very good. Did you get in trouble?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to school now. So, what questions can you think of about school? Could you ask me anything about it?
Did you go to school?
I did go to school. That's a good question. I went to school and now I'm out of school and yeah, I'm out of school now. What's your favorite part about school?
I don't really like school because it's boring, and I
Okay.
know all the stuff.
Oh, okay. What's your favorite subject?
Math.
Oh, okay. I wish I were good at math. Are you good at math?
Well, yes, but I have a D because I don't turn in my homework.
Oh, okay. Sometimes it can be hard to stay organized in school.
Yeah.
I
The homework's
understand.
boring, so I just don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm. I understand that. Okay. What about family?
That's like my family, because my dad, mom, that's me,
Mm-hmm.
that's my sister.
Yeah. And you said your sister is 5?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't really know.
Very cool.
I just know she's annoying.
Probably because she's 5.
She always talks,
Mm-hmm.
and she doesn't make sense.
She might be, since she's younger, she might feel like she needs all the attention, because she's younger.
Yeah.
Could be. What questions could you ask? Could you ask anything about me? About my family?
Do you have a mom?
I do have a mom. My mom lives in another state than me, so I don't see her very much. But I do. I talk to her on the phone a lot, though.
Why don't you live with your mom?
Well, I work as a speech therapist here, but my mom lives in Arkansas, which is just a state away. So. Mm-hmm. Okay. Movies. What about movies?
I'm supposed to ask you a question?
If you want to, or you can tell me about your favorite movies, whatever you want to do.
I like all superhero movies.
What's your favorite?
Batman.
Batman's a good one. Did you ask me something about movies?
Do you like movies?
I do like movies. I do. Some of my favorite movies are girl movies, like romantic movies and things like that.
Those are gross.
Yeah, most boys think those are gross. They're pretty good though, I think, but.
No.
Did you think of anything else?
No.
Okay, that's okay. Alright, we'll move on to sports.
Can I have the food you told me yet?
Almost. We have 3 more categories. You're doing great though. We're getting close. What about
Is this it
sports?
after this?
Mm-hmm.
I
Do you like sports?
like baseball.
Mm-hmm. Who's your favorite baseball player?
Matt Holiday.
Oh, very cool. Could you ask me any questions about it, maybe?
Do you like baseball?
I do like baseball. Good question. I do.
Have you ever been to a baseball game?
I have been to a baseball game. That's another good question. In Little Rock, we don't have Major League Baseball, where I am from, but we have minor
Little
league.
Rock instead of Big Rock?
Mm-hmm. It's kind of a funny name.
It's a stupid name.
It's definitely a different name. Mm-hmm. But yes, so I go to baseball games. All right. What about music?
I hate music.
Oh, do you?
It's so loud.
That's true.
I don't like loud.
Music can't be very loud.
My mom made me go to a concert once, and I made her leave like 5 minutes later.
Was it just too much?
Yeah, it's so loud.
Yeah,
Just so this the whole time.
I understand. Concerts can be very loud.
They're stupid,
Mhm.
terrible.
Could you ask me something about music?
Why does it exist?
Well, a lot of people like music, but some people don't. So it's good that some people do, but it's also fine that some people don't. So yeah, you can do other things besides listen to music, like read your comic books.
Yeah, 'cause that's quiet.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Could you ask any more questions?
No, I don't like music enough.
Okay, makes sense. Okay. The last one is traveling. Do you like to travel?
No.
No. Have you been out of the country before?
I think I went to Canada once.
Okay, that's cool. Could you ask me anything about traveling?
Do you like to travel?
I do like to travel. I traveled to Spain last summer. It was very, very fun. I loved it.
I don't like planes.
Planes can be kind of scary, especially if you're long flights. But did you drive to Canada or did you fly?
I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. It's very cool.
Are we done yet?
We are. Okay, so we're done with this category, or with this activity, sorry. And I am going to give you a homework assignment. But it's going to be very short and it won't be bad. So we did this on your visual schedule. We did this in the last 5 minutes, which is now. I'll give you your homework and we'll review our conversation sheet. So I'll give you your homework first. Actually, we'll review your conversation sheet first. I'm sorry.
You
So
said the wrong thing.
I did. You're right. So we went over eye contact. You did great on eye contact. Good distance from speaker. You did really well on that too. Turn taking was great. You asked several questions. You made comments. Topic maintenance. All of your questions were super relevant. They dealt with the topics. You did really well. And then not interrupting. You did great. You didn't interrupt. And you did great. You were really, really good during this activity. So, do you feel good about it? Do you feel like you did well on these things? Mm-hmm.
Sure.
You did great. Okay, and your homework is, I want you to ask your dad 5 questions about a certain topic. So let's go ahead and pick the topic. What kind of topic do you want to ask him 5 questions about? It can be any topic.
I don't know.
Let's think. We could do, does your dad like sports?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he likes football.
Okay, yeah. So what if you asked your dad 5 questions about football? It could be anything. It could be, like, an example, what's your favorite football team?
Okay.
And once you know those 5 answers, I want you to write them down and bring them back to me.
I
And
don't
we can
like
talk
writing.
about them. You don't? You want to just remember them?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. You can do that. As long as you can remember them, which I'm sure you can. We'll talk about it when you come back. That way you can kind of practice some of the things we did. And you can practice all of these that we talked about while you're doing that. Does that sound good?
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Well, great. We're done for the day. You did great.
Do you have the food?
I do have the food, and I will give it to you on our way out. Does that sound good?
Sure.
All right. Here is your food. It's a shake. Is that exciting?
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in, Kyle, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And bye.